research questions with templates and AI-assisted precise development. For introduction, this webinar comprises of 4 classes that will be held throughout the year 2024, and this is the third class of this webinar. Please do scan this QR code and join our ZASSPRINT broadcast Telegram channel for future updates.
3 mindsets you need to have as a postgraduate student. Number 1, what is the first goal of your PhD or Masters? Of course, to complete it. Yes. So don't waste time in your journey and don't be overly ambitious. You can continue to learn after your PhD. The bull's eye is always passing your Viva as soon as possible. Remember that. Number 2, rejection is a sure thing. In the journey, we'll get so many rejections from supervisor, journals, editors, reviewers, your colleagues. Everyone will reject your work. I personally got so many rejections from journal and conferences during my PhD. Some reviewers even asked me to write newspaper instead of journals. But you know what? Towards the end of my PhD, I had 12 Web of Science papers published. I learned from rejections. Number 3, one of the most important factors is the relationship with your supervisor. Yes, it is a roller coaster ride. It's a roller coaster relationship. But you don't get divorced in a marriage for every argument. Ask a married man. Okay? So tap on your shoulder and be proud. I wish you all good luck. Literature review is the hardest for me. My friend, literature review is actually the hardest for everyone. So don't worry. You are on the right boat. I would be surprised if you said it is easy. So literature review, you have to break it into 3 segments. Number 1, literature used for acknowledgement purposes. Means if you're writing your opinion or history, you use this kind of literature to acknowledge certain facts. That's it. Number 2, literature used for critical review. This is the important type. This is where when you read a paper, you have to start finding faults. Even the smallest faults or error, you need to start looking for mistakes in the theory or result or variable or even the scope of the paper. Number 3, literature used for supporting purposes. Especially when you write discussion in chapter 5, after your critical writing, you use this kind of literature, supporting literature, to support your idea. If you have different kind of problems in a literature review, kindly elaborate in the comment column here, and I will respond to every comment as much as possible. Please help me share this Q&A response to all your circle to spread positive knowledge. And don't forget to all the PhD and Master students out there, what is the first thing you should do when you start your Masters and PhD? We are going to guide you through our 12 steps processes. This is basically our 12 steps framework, and we are going to start from this first step for this particular video. So what is this 10 pages proposal? So in that 10 pages proposal, you should start with introduction, and you can also combine it with your problem statement if you want to. Right after that, 2.0 will be your objective and aims. You can even insert your research questions. Right after that, you start your literature review. Talk about your theoretical perspectives. This is your solution, your entire solution that you can propose to your supervisor. And finally, your methodological approach. So this is what you can do in a very simple 10 pages proposal. I've already shown you in your 10 pages proposal what exactly you can write and develop. Complete this and go and meet your supervisor. If you don't have progress at all with your thesis, proposal or even publication, all can be done. Now click the Get Code button or Learn More button for more info.
To class 3, which we will focus on the chapter 1, including introduction, problem statement to the research objective or research questions with templates and AI-assisted precise development. For introduction, this webinar comprises of 4 classes that will be held throughout the year 2024, and this is the third class of this webinar. Please do scan this QR code and join our ZASSPRINT broadcast Telegram channel for future updates.
Have you ever finished your paper task in the middle of the night, but you just remember that you need to print the document and submit it on a paper in the morning? you realize that every printer shop is already closed at this time. You are running, worrying, panicking. But don't worry, there is a way to solve your problem. This is ZASSPRINT, a printer machine that operates 24/7. You will be able to print your document at any time, at any moment. Just scan, submit your file, pay, and you're done. Now you can finally sleep in peace. Print anytime, anywhere with ZASSPRINT.
Always struggle to find an affordable printer around campus? Brah, didn't you know about ZASSPRINT? It's an easy peasy lemon squeezy online printing solution provided especially for students. Okay, now, you just gotta download ZASS app from Google or App Store, or else you can just visit www.ZASSPRINT.com. Register, upload your document from anywhere and click print now anytime you want. Try now.
Bro.
Hai bro.
Come on. Macam mana hari tu assignment? Semua okey ke?
Duduk. Sini macam tangan tadi kita sini. Nasib baik hari tu ada ZASSPRINT. Dekat sinilah aku print.
Oh, kat sini.
In the meantime,
Tiket balik dah beli ni, tinggal nak print je lagi.
Good morning,
Orang kata guna
ladies and
ZASSPRint
gentlemen.
senang, kita gunakan
Welcome
ZASS
to
app tu.
class 2
Tapi macam mana nak guna ZASS app ni?
ZASS app
lagi.
Kenapa
Kenapa stres? Apa jadi?
For introduction,
Cerita.
this webinar comprise of 4 classes.
Macam ni cerita dia.
Year 2024.
Okay, so masalah dia sekarang ni, dia tak reti nak pakai ZASS app.
Jom kita orang tunjuk. Mula-mula register now dekat ZASSPRINT.com. Kemudian boleh terus login je.
Lepas ni, dah login, create print job kat sini je. Pilih mana-mana kios dekat universiti. Contoh sekarang UM kan. So tekan UM, pilih kios mana. College 12.
Bolehlah terus upload dokumen yang nak print tadi. Macam ni. PDF je tau.
Lepas tu, dah upload dokumen, pilih print setting, proceed payment.
Kat ZASS app ni, payment dia semua cashless. Jadi boleh pilih nak guna ZASS Wallet, online banking ataupun e-wallet.
Lepas settle payment, keluar notification macam ni. Okay, ni yang penting. Nampak print now button kat sini? Kena tekan sini ataupun nak print later pun boleh.
Nanti kalau ada apa-apa masalah, boleh terus contact ZASSPRINT hotline di Telegram. Dia akan ada tim teknikal yang akan bantulah.
Oh, faham. Senang je guna ZASS app ni. Bolehlah print sekarang.
Alamak, duk tekun. Saya kira tu. Okay. Senang kan guna ZASSPRINT? Next time, sekali ZASS je. Gerak tu.
Okay, I dah klik print now. Thank you. I nak pergi collect dokumen dulu.
Print anytime, anywhere with ZASSPRINT. Powered by ZASS.
To class 3, which we will focus on the chapter 1, including introduction, problem statement to the research objective or research questions with templates and AI-assisted precise development. For introduction, this webinar comprises of 4 classes that will be held throughout the year 2024, and this is the 3rd class of this webinar. Please do scan this QR code and join our ZASSPRINT broadcast Telegram channel for future updates.
Turnitin AI 13% from 100%. The story is simple. A client of ours used AI to write proposal. So obviously Turnitin AI was 100%. This client came to us and said,
Yes, I know I have made a sin, but save me please.
as usual, we jumped in the game and started paraphrasing. In one single round of paraphrasing, we transformed inch by inch and rewrite the whole document so we could reduce from 100% AI to 13% only. You might think, Alah, we just use Quillbot. What for this paraphrasing? Remember, Quillbot is also AI. So before approaching us, this student tried Quillbot as well. See this tracking file, and the Turnitin AI, after using Quillbot, could only reach 92%. So then, what is the solution? Paraphrase yourself, rewrite yourself. And how do we usually paraphrase? Number one, our paraphrasing style includes 4 to 6 different techniques. Number two, after paraphrasing, we will conduct a contextual check. Number three, we will connect back the paraphrased and unparaphrased parts. This is what we call structuring. If you are stuck using AI tools, want to reduce your Turnitin AI below 20%, click the Get Code button. We will provide lifetime 100% warranty on your context and language. Please help share this video to people who are suffering after the usage of AI tools. Like and research follow, proposals, like the
Good morning, guys. Can everyone of you hear me? Please put a comment in chat box. All right. Thank you, Rina. Okay. Good, good. Okay. Let me share this. How many guys here have joined our previous classes? Class 1 or class 2 or the previous classes last year, 23? We have been doing this for like 2 years now. Do you know that? I think for the last class, we discussed something about AI tools. You can check out the recordings in our ZASSPRINT YouTube channel. Also for this class, I'll be uploading this recording later in YouTube and send you all the link. Oh, I just want to let you know something. All the guys here are postgraduate students, right? So we are from ZASSPRINT. ZASSPRINT is a printing. We are providing printing solution for university students. Besides, we are also providing thesis printing service for those who need that with us inside UM campus. Also, we always get some orders from UPM, UKM like that. So you can check out this Instagram. Wait, I type in the chat box. Our Instagram ID is ZASSPRINT. Okay, you check out our Instagram. We have been promoting thesis printing. So you can check it out and can contact us, or you can contact me directly. My number is in the group. You can contact me anytime if you need any help in thesis printing. Okay. Later I will send the link. We have a link for the thesis order. You can put all your specifications and then it will generate a quotation. ZASSPRINT team will contact you and then you can discuss and negotiate with them about the pricing and everything. And then we ran the printing at our shop, KPS Printing Center, and will be delivered to you. How much do you charge per page? For black and white, we charge 15 cents per page, and for color, it's 1 ringgit 50 cent. Black, white. Color, and we have participant number. Thank you guys for joining very earlier. It's right at UM.
Hello, Saran. I think we can start ready.
Okay, sir, right. Okay, good morning, guys. We can start now. I am Saran. My name is Saran. Will be the MC for the webinar today. Okay, so welcome to class 3, chapter 1, introduction to problem statement, RORQ with templates and AI assisted precise development. For an introduction, this webinar comprises 4 classes that will be held throughout the year 2024. We have already finished class 1 and class 2, so we are now in class 3. You may check out the dates. We will provide regular updates prior to the classes. And today is our third class for this webinar. Our next class is on 27th November. I suppose you guys have already registered in the Google form, right? Okay, later we will discuss about the class 4. This is the agenda for today. I would like to remind all of you that this webinar will be recorded for future viewing. Please be informed that there is no Q&A session after the class. So therefore, if you have any question throughout the class, please feel free to type them in the chat box. Dr. Tawa will do his best to address the questions during his session. Right. So there are some house rules. Be respectful, keep it professional, mute your microphone, use the chat box, respect the presenter's time, no recording, follow the agenda. Alright, now without further ado, let me introduce our esteemed speaker for today, Dr. Thavamaran Kanesen. Dr. Thawa is the founder and chief editor at Proofreading by a UK PhD and has more than 100k academician followers. He also had published more than 70 papers, mostly ISI. He will be speaking to us today about class 3 topic. Dr. Tawa, thank you for joining us today. We are eager to hear your insight on this important topic. Over to you, Dr. Tawa.
Thank you, Saran. Thank you for your effort in organizing the class at Universiti Malaya. Thank you very much. And also thank you to FASS and our host today for providing Zoom platform. Thank you to ZASSPRINT as well, which Saran is part of, for enabling this class in UM. And welcome everyone. Very good morning, everyone. So as what Saran mentioned, keep your mic muted at all times. If your friends have not joined the class, please remind them to come and join. Okay, but the numbers are good. But I think we got way more than that students in UM. So if any of them forgotten, please remind them to come and join. And also, I have shared the link to other universities if any other students are eager to join. So can I know, apart from UM, students have joined from any other universities? Please kindly mention in the comment box. Okay, we have UPM, UTM, UPM, UKM, UUM, UM. Okay, UM definitely. Okay, so seems like this is truly a full Malaysian class. Okay. I've shared it in my Telegram group, which has about 16,000 members. So I think that is resulting in other universities joining as well, which is fine. We're sharing knowledge, so no problem of that. Please take note that ZASSPRINT is providing, I think, a printing platform in most of the universities. Okay, so if you are eager to set up a printing system for your thesis or assignment or whatnot, you can always get in touch with ZASSPRINT. Okay. Apart from that, I would also like to ask, how many of the UM students here have not joined the UM WhatsApp group? Only for UM, huh? If you're from any other universities, you already have your own WhatsApp groups that I have. I have more than 25 WhatsApp groups. Okay, so I'm only asking UM student, Universiti Malaya students, if you have joined today, how many of you are not in our WhatsApp group for UM specifically? Please let me know in the chat box. It seems like a number of them are not there. So here is the link to our UM WhatsApp group. This is only for Universiti Malaya students. If you're not from UM, don't join this group because it will be pointless for you. And eventually you'll get removed as well because you have limited space. We have already hitting almost 600 members already. Okay, so here is the link for UM WhatsApp group for UM students only. So if you have not joined, click that link and join the UM WhatsApp group. If you're from your other universities, you're already in one of my groups, so nothing to worry. Okay. Specifically for UM, I've shared in the chat box. Please join for UM students only, that link. Okay, so that is clear. You guys can start joining, no problem, Anita. So please join so that all of you will be aware of all future classes that is happening in UM itself. Okay, so now with that, let me share the screen so we can get started. Okay. Okay, so let me also place myself. Spotlight, pin. Okay, so it's good. Okay. So before I start, thank you, no problem. Please join the group only for UM students. Make sure you join. Okay, all right. So before I start, can all of you hear me clearly? Okay, can hear me, can see my video, and can see my slides. Please respond in the chat box if all of you can see all three things clearly and hear clearly, obviously. Okay, fantastic. All right. Okay. For the first time ever, okay, I'm going to share on chapter 1 development and how, and part of the important class. I think nowadays we cannot get away with AI related development, writing, literature review and whatnot lah. Okay, but every university is coming out with guidelines already. I think UM is coming out with the guideline already. I think UTM has its own guideline ready. UMP has its own guideline ready on how you can use it. And I'm going to tell you how you can avoid pitholes, okay, pitholes or pitfalls, okay, because generally people are saying use AI, use AI, use AI, use AI, but there are a lot of underlying problems in AI. I think most of you have already realized that. Let me close my WhatsApp, otherwise it'll go ding dong all the time. Just give me a moment. Done. All right. So today I'm going to basically share with you how to use my templates, which are very, very well proven templates. Along with that, how can you use AI uh, effectively, okay, for masters and PhD. I'm not bothered about diploma, bachelors, and so on, because they are not innovating anything new. There's not really much of a novel creativity in diploma, bachelors, and so on. But when it comes to masters by research and PhD, it's all novel ideas, new ideas. So when it comes to new ideas, new research objectives, new problem statement, that has to be different from what the world had done. That is where the bottleneck comes when it comes to AI-based literature review, writing, and so on. So that's what I'm going to share today, and going to basically guide you how you can actually use it and how not to use it, right? So that's what I'm going to do today. So let's get into it for chapter 1. I'm going to skip this. I think most of you know me already. And this is what we do. Okay, proofreading by UK PhD. So ZASSPRINT is a separate entity that focuses on all printing services across Malaysian universities. We, on the other hand, provide everything related to academia. Okay, so we have so far completed, I think now already hitting 40,000 documents already. I did not update the number yet. And we collaborate with all the universities in Malaysia and also foreign countries. And we focus a lot on language, okay, language perspective. And most importantly, we also focus a lot on consultancy. Okay, part of our consultancy is where we learn what is the problem, where we can improve, and all that, maneuvering part of how to actually progress through the writing stage. Okay, that includes thesis, publication extraction from a proposal, and so on and so forth. Right, so that's what we're going to look into today. And for those who are following me, we have a lot of free classes on Facebook. Let me just show that very quickly. So if you're seeking to learn things for free, you don't want to pay any fee, you want a proper class and so on, it's available. So you can, I know some of you don't use Facebook, okay? But unfortunately, I've started on Facebook. I've created like a whole bunch of class ecosystem in Facebook. I cannot move it easily. So it's all stuck in Facebook now. So this is the Facebook page. We have close to, in Facebook itself, we have almost 160,000 followers already. So here you can find a lot of classes. So once you open that link, I would request you to follow and like. It will be very useful for you, because then whatever we post on daily basis, videos and whatnot, you'll be notified easily. Okay, like, how to write a problem statement and so on. That's quite hot. All right, so if you want to learn from actual videos, you just go to more videos. You can see presently this is a very, very hot class. People are watching it all over the world. Literature review, AI tool, and web of science. Okay, so if you scroll down further, You can find a lot of classes here. Okay. All the playlists here is all the classes: literature review, ChatGPT thesis writing, literature review template, problem statement template, which I'm going to share today, background writing, introduction, literature review, second class literature review, how to publish in high impact, structure, complete thesis, choosing a theoretical framework, and so on and so forth. So there are proposal defense, research gap and topic exploration, and so on and so forth. So whenever you're free, you want to go and learn, these are all almost an hour class, and they are all completely free. I've taught a lot of things on Facebook Live. You can go and watch and learn from there. Okay. So I'll leave that to you guys. And then these are all the templates that I have formulated. Okay. Despite having AI, there are a lot of issues that is coming with AI. I think most of you know. So that's why I still continue developing AI, not AI, there are templates that will enable students to know, okay, this is the actual structure I should follow. Okay, this is how you should narrate a story. This is how a problem statement should be written. This is how a background should be written. Okay, not exactly what AI giving you, because once you copy and paste and you go, your supervisor is going to send you back home and ask you to redo everything. Okay, so then you're going to attempt and reattempt, and eventually you're going to have trouble. So that's why I came up with all these free templates that will guide you on how you should formulate your write-up. Okay, that's what we're going to go through today. Now, how many of you here don't know where to go and download these templates? There are more than 15, I think almost 20 templates now. Background, problem statement, introduction, literature review, critical review. So please let me know how many of you don't know where to go and download this, so I'll guide you where to go and download it. Okay, I think majority of you don't know, that's fine. So all you need to do is go to this particular link. It's like a universal link that I have. Let me just share it very quickly. That's called Linktree. Okay, so Linktree/Dr. Thawa. Once you click that particular link, or you can scan here. If you're scanning is easier, you can scan here also. But I've given the link in the chat box anyway. Okay, once you open up here, first thing to do here, subscribe. Okay, click here, key in your email, I agree, subscribe, so that anything new that comes up will be announced to you guys. All right. Then from there, you have all our services, how to complete thesis publication. You can even request the thesis and journal templates. Our TikTok channel, I do a lot of experimentation. Okay, so if you want to understand further how AI works, how Google Scholar works, how 10 pages proposal is being developed, how to apply for scholarships, all those kind of things are sources from ChatGPT, relevant, reliable, how to actually find out, investigate, and so on and so forth. So a lot of videos here for you to go and watch and learn. Okay, so I leave that to you guys. If you are the TikTok type, then this would be essential for you. So what I've done is I've created various platforms so that according to your preference, you can go and learn. Okay, so we have TikTok, then we have YouTube here, we have Facebook. I leave it to you guys. Okay, YouTube also, you can find most of the videos. Okay, that's our YouTube channel. You can go in and find out. And then all our free notes for all the past classes, you can download from here. This will take you directly to the Facebook classes. Okay, so you can see here, you can go through it. And then Telegram. Okay, Telegram is where I keep all my resources. All right, so you can join the Telegram group. You can see here, we have more than 16,000 members here. So if I hit search and I type template, you can see all the templates here. You can download all this here. Some of you might be thinking, why do I have a WhatsApp group for UM and so many universities and I have Telegram group somehow? Okay, the problem is with WhatsApp, not with Telegram. WhatsApp, you cannot store this kind of files for a very long time. They'll expire. I think most of you know that. The file will expire. You cannot download anymore. But Telegram, I shared this in 2023. Okay, you can still download it. So that's the best part of Telegram. Now, that's why I still have this and it's huge. You can just keep joining. Okay, UM templates. You can go and download here. And then for chapter 1 templates also, that is here, background. Let me see, where is background template? Background template is here. So I'll tag this also. background template, and then this is introduction template. Okay. Not that, sorry. Here. Introduction template. All right. So that's for you guys to go and download. So go and join Telegram and download it and use it. These are all free resources that I provide to students because we couldn't consult and coach every students out there. So you can see this itself 16,000 members. And I have about 10 to 15,000. I have about almost 7 to 10,000 more on WhatsApp, various WhatsApp groups. I cannot assist and help everyone because then I'll go crazy. Right? So what I do is I create this kind of resources. So whoever want to help themselves, you can help yourself. You can use these resources. And this Telegram group is fantastic because I allow you to post things. Therefore, you will see a lot of spamming also. So don't go and click a link unless you see the links are related to me. So you can see my guys will be posting like Calvin at Dr. Tawa's office and so on. Then you can go and click those links. Or I'll be posting personally. Then okay. If anyone else posts, you can check with me first. You can right-click reply to that post and check with me first whether this is legit or not. Because spamming is everywhere. There's nothing we can do to avoid it. Okay? So go and join here and get benefits from this. When you want to collect data questionnaire, this one, what you call that, questionnaire, interview script, you want to ask question, you want people to download papers for you and so on. Sometimes they do help in this group. Okay. All right. So I leave that to you guys. Now let's get to the actual agenda today. We're going to focus on, for chapter 1, introduction, study background, problem statement, research objectives, research question, significance of study. Okay, now before I go into it, before I start exploring this, I want a quick question so we can get yeah, it was also on Linktree as well. You can, Rebecca is nice enough. You can also join Telegram directly, or you can also use Linktree. I don't give separately Telegram link because then you won't get access to everything else. So I just provide Linktree. Okay, now before we get into it, let me get some adrenaline pumping. Okay, so how many of you here joined today? 140 plus lah, okay, of students here. How many of you are struggling with chapter 1? Okay, how many of you are struggling with your problem statement writing? No matter how many times you write, it's still going on and on and on, that you cannot solve it. Okay, supervisor keep kicking back your problem statement, keep kicking back your chapter 1, you know, you, okay, so let's see. I just want to see how many of you are struggling here. So at least I can speak your language. Don't feel shy, eh? Don't feel shy. This is time for you to engage with me so that whatever I can advise, I will advise you. And in my classes, you have to be very active. If you're doing anything else, stop doing it. All right, come back, focus here. That's why you're here. You're here to learn. And this class will never be repeated. Today is the last day. Unless any other universities have it, then probably I will share. But next year will be totally chapter 2 literature review. I'm not coming back to chapter 1 anymore until maybe 1 or 2 years later. All right. So many of you are struggling. I can see that. How many of you here attempted to use AI to write your problem statement? Don't worry, you can share it. Supervisors are not here. I just want to know how many of you here attempted to use AI to write your problem statement, your introduction, background, objectives, and so on, but still doesn't work out. Still having problems, still having what do you call that, issues with your supervisor, still not happy. Okay, don't dare, all right? It's okay, you can be open. There's nothing to hide there because when you share only, we will know what kind of problems you are facing. And based on that only, we can see where we are going wrong. Okay, so for those who used AI to write, don't feel shy. Okay, it's okay. Use AI to write, but then the writing that you showed to your supervisor didn't really interest him, didn't really meet the requirement, was not critical enough for them to actually consider that as a problem or, you know, chapter 1 and so on. Okay, all right. So we got some good feedbacks here. Okay, so today I will tell you I'll show you example. Sometimes very helpful, give idea more relevant with my study. Okay, that's very good. That's very good. Because one thing about AI, any AI for that matter, can be ChatGPT, can be Gen AI, Perplexity, Cloud AI, can be anything. It's sort of a very good platform to summarize everything. Okay, to summarize everything, come together. And then, okay, how many of you here, okay, let me rephrase the question. How many of you here actually wrote the problem statement with AI? Okay, now mind. I will ask the question later. That will be more effective. So let me start the class now. So I know some of you have attended, some of you have tried, some of you don't dare to try. So I'll try to share today. It's not compulsory for you to use AI. That's how they're making it. That's how they're making it so that Microsoft and all other companies can make money. Okay, so that's how they really push it. Okay. So no one talks about the limitation of it or how to actually use it. They keep saying use it, use it, use it, use it, use it, but no one tells you the actual story behind it. That's what I want to tell you today. All right, so this is what we call as thesis DNA. Okay, so similar to our DNA cannot be changed, right? So you whatever DNA you have is that. Okay, there's nothing to change that. So similarly, your thesis will have a DNA that you shouldn't alter. If you alter, everything will change. Okay, your genealogy will change if your DNA changes, right? It's all related. Same goes to your thesis. Okay, in your proposal and thesis, this is your DNA. Everything else is just meat, blood, and whatever that is extra. But the base DNA is these items. That's what I call them usually. Okay, if you see the main component here is actually chapter 1. Everyone talks about chapter 2, chapter 2, chapter 2, chapter 2, but a lot of people don't give attention to chapter 1. And then end up the problem statement not good, problem statement not good, RORQ won't be good, and then end up they get major correction. And that would be a very big problem. So that's why I'm going to show you today how important is chapter 1. See, that is the base chapter that starts everything else. So if your introduction is not right, your background is not right, your problem statement is not right, which will result in your RORQ having problem, then obviously your hypothesis is going to have problem, your theory going to have problem. You see dotted line here. Your theory going to have problem, your solution is going to have problem, whether framework or qualitative or experimental or quasi-experimental, scientific experiment, algorithm, software, whatever, okay, is going to have problem because they are all connected. Your literature review is going to have problem. Whatever boundary conditions you said has to be changed. And this one is not really important, but overall operational definition will change. It doesn't really matter. But always we talk about literature review only, but we don't really give emphasis on chapter 1. But in reality, this is what defines everything else. That's why I wanted to do a separate class today on chapter 1 itself. All right. So if you see from here, if you cannot convince supervisor or your examiners of your problem statement, that means your RORQ is not really relevant. And everything else that you do is not really relevant. That's why I always tell students, get your step 1, 10 pages proposal finalized first. Let your supervisor tell you, yes, step 1, 10 pages proposal is good. I agree with your framework, your solution, your theory, your RORQ. Now go and write chapters 1 to 3 before your PD. Go and complete that. Okay. UM got various types of PD. So some go to PD with only 10 pages. Some go to PD with 30 pages, different faculties, different ruling. Some faculties go to PD with about 60 to 80 pages of proposal. So different faculty got different ruling. I work very closely with, God knows, many different faculties, all right? So we need to learn how to fix this first. That's what we're going to do today. So this is my introduction template, all right? This is a complete template that you can download from my Telegram group. Okay, let me tell you, this kind of templates people are selling on TikTok. There are a few doctors from UK selling this kind of templates. Per template is costing up to 5 to 10 pounds per time download, one time download only. Per student, 5 to 10 pounds. Here, I give it out for free because I don't see the relevance of giving knowledge to this level and charging. This one, not necessarily we need to charge. Okay, so you can download all this for free and use it for free. I've already break down everything for you. At least you have a guide on how you should develop your introduction. Okay, so no problem, no worries, guys. Okay, because honestly, I honestly cannot coach and consult every student. There is not enough resources, and the what they call that, the amount of people wants to use our services is humongous to an extent that we cannot cope. Okay, that's why sometimes we reply late, because there are just so many requests. So this is what I do, so that there's self-help. Okay, self-help, so students can go out and learn on their own. Okay, and I enjoy doing this also, so that you guys know exactly how to develop your chapter, right? So there are 5 different steps here. 5 different steps here in introduction writing, which can be used for your proposal, thesis, and even your publication also. You can follow the same language, the same structural flow. Okay, structural flow. So here, step number 1. Okay, before I start here, if you see here, right-hand side, there are examples. Okay, these are all examples from actual theses. Okay, actual theses that are actually intelligent people who wrote, not artificial intelligence, actually intelligent people who wrote and managed to get massively minor correction. My team basically coached and consulted this thesis. It's on water resources policy, graduated back in 2019, if I'm not mistaken. That's why I can use it. So it's already very old thesis, but the flow is very good. The way we explain things, very, very good. Okay, in terms of how we coach the student and so on, and how we proofread. So you can see the narration, how the story flows. So I can promise you, by end of the problem statement, you already understand what is the actual problem by just going through this. Okay. So step number 1, start with a broad introduction. Okay. As stipulated in the 10th Malaysian Plan, the Malaysian government needs to have its own policies for water resources in order to secure the governance of water resources and to balance the existing and future water policies under the jurisdiction of various government bodies and agencies. So you see, they are starting as broad as 10th Malaysian Plan. 10th Malaysian Plan had many different things spoke about, not only water. And then they slowly narrow down to water resources, Malaysian government needs, balance of existing future water policies, government bodies and agencies. So that is how broad they started. So if I want to put it in a depiction, this is how I would explain. All right. So there is a funnel that is flowing in like that. Let's say water funnel flowing in. Whoever asks for link, please, participant of the class, share the link back. Just help. iPhone wants the link. So I can continue teaching. So, okay. So this is introduction. This is background. This is problem statement. This is RORQ. This is the conceptualization of the idea. Thank you, Kamalia. Thanks a lot. This is the conceptualization of the idea, how you can develop your chapter 1. I guarantee you, if you develop a good chapter 1, people will be able to understand what you're telling and will be able to follow the flow of your work. They'll be able to flow along what you're trying to say. Okay. So this is the introduction. This is the background, problem statement, RORQ. So if you see, introduction is starting off very, very broad. You see this opening here, very, very broad. And then it slowly drips into your background. So that's what is happening here. So if you see, there is always certain amount of overlapping between your background and your introduction. So if this is introduction, you can see the gradient of overlapping is there. So it's normal. It's normal to have your introduction and background having slight amount of overlapping. It's normal. Absolutely natural. Okay. So don't worry about that. So then once background is set, introduction sets the stage. All right. Background gives all the related underlying story. Remember this, introduction sets the stage. Background gives the underlying story. Then problem statement will tell what is the actual issue. So that's how you flow it. So let's continue this. With that, the water legal provisions and institutional mandates can be standardized, which consequently results in an effective and efficient water resource management in Malaysia. Step number 2, further explaining the body involved in the core study with a touch of literature review. So we know already water resources is a core study. So we're going to jump into that with a touch of literature review. So to date, there have been 2 proceedings on water resources within the Malaysian context, namely the National Resources Study Malaysia, one of the proceedings, in 1982 through the collaboration agencies. Firstly, the National Resource Study Malaysia served to identify water demand and management as well as to protect water resources for the society. Besides that, the study also offered recommendations to reform the water sector in Malaysia to increase efficient and equal supply of water resources. NRE 2011. Okay, this is another proceeding. The federal government and state governments are responsible to manage these limited water resources that are essential part of the economic and social development. So you see here, they talk about water. They slowly break down. They got the first proceeding. Then talk about the second proceeding, what happened from 1982, then 2011. Then they have given the picture of two different bodies coming into play, federal government and state government. They both are responsible. So you can know how slowly the introduction is breaking into the story. Now, my first question to all of you, let's say the study was done in 2019 or 2020. This is 2011 citation. That means it's around 9 years old from the period of the thesis was written. Is it okay to have such old references? Is it acceptable? Let me know in the chat box. Don't unmute your mic. Just tell me in the chat box. Is it okay to have references as old as 9 years in your proposal or thesis? I just want to see the school of thought. Okay. Let me tell you guys something. When it comes to research, there are best practices. Okay, best practices is not even 5 years. It can be as new as 2 years or 3 years or even 1 year. Those are best practices. But we are doing research. All right. That means we should be intellectual enough that we know, okay, for this context, we need older references. For this context, we need latest references because we are at the highest chain of intellectual learning, right? This is the highest chain. There's nothing above PhD, right? So there's only more research after PhD. So we are already at the stage where we should know certain rules can be bent if required, contextual basis. So in this case, you have to go old references because otherwise you cannot build the story of the policy and then build towards your problem statement. Okay, so it's always contextual and story dependent. It's good to have very new, not even 5 years. I'm talking about 1 year, 2 years, if can. All right, even better. If you need to go stretch until 5 years, then you stretch. It's fine. If you ask me, problem statement, if you ask me, I would be doing maybe 1 to 2 years only kind of papers. I won't do up to 5 years if given the opportunity, because that is the more latest ones, cutting edge papers. But when we talk about background story, introduction, you need the older papers to come and tell you the story. What happened? You know, like when you go to a movie, you should know the background story. What actually happened in the past? Like Harry Potter. Imagine Harry Potter, the first jump into the movie, straight away the first grown up already. And then you'll be like, hey, what happened? Who's this guy? But Harry Potter, the first started from small, background story, the father, mother, what happened, all those things accumulated over time. That is what required in a thesis writing, narration-based writing. You should tell a story, all right? So don't be too rigid. You need to know when I should introduce older. And you can tell your supervisor, look at this part is policy development or past development, statistical numbers that I need to introduce. Then only I can build the story and then I'll add in new references. You can explain and justify. Okay? All right, that's very good. Then we go to step number 3. The studies focus and involve parties, bodies according to literature. So this one depends on your study. In this case, we got water resource related parties, bodies. If you're doing AI related study, you're doing education related study, there will be parties, bodies. If you're doing leadership, there will be bodies related to leadership that you can talk about, talking about technology, who is building the software. Okay, you can look at the standards of the software that is coming out. Many different things will have parties and bodies that is working. All these are moving mechanisms that work in an ecosystem. Okay, that is what you're going to relate here. Okay, but for this study, why am I giving example here? So you can know how you want to develop yours. From this, you can have an idea. Okay, this is how I construct my sentences. So at this point, the Authority of Water Resources is located under the state government, while the process of making relevant policies is under the jurisdiction of federal government. According to the Federal Constitution of Malaysia, the state governments are responsible to manage issues that are connected to land, mines, forests, and water supply. Besides that, there are also several government bodies and agencies that are involved in the management of water resources in Malaysia. In short, there is no single body in Malaysia that is fully authorized to plan or manage water resources. So they already break the ice already. So they say it's something wrong. There's just so many bodies. So in an introduction itself, you know already there's something going to be related to this, but they never tell you this is the problem. They're just giving you a hint. They're sprinkling the ideas around in introduction. Okay. Then step number 4. From the focus funnel down to the study, in this case, in this topic, it's policy. Yours can be anything, depending on your topic area. So, Malaysia in the 21st century must make effort to control and manage water resources, given its significance as one of the most valuable natural elements. So, they're telling how important is water. It is essential to critically consider the establishment and management of water conditions. So, see, they're funneling down. Talking about management of water conditions now, especially through the coalition between federal and state governments, addressing that national water resources policy was established based on the coalition focuses on water-related issue. The main objective of this coalition is to ensure that the development of water policy is secure in the long term and benefit society. Okay, so that's the introduction. And finally, step number 5 is basically summarizing everything that you already spoken in step 1 to 4. Right, and you are basically setting the stage for background lah. So you talk about ministry, you talk about industry, you talk about NWRP, and then you talk about the 4 main guidelines. From here, the background will start. Okay, any questions so far before I move on to the next part? Any questions? Okay, very good. So you guys already understand from the introduction itself what is going on, right? Now, let's go to background. Okay, so background, we have 6 steps. Okay, for background. Okay, let me tell you something. There are supervisors, they have different style. There is no one can tell you this is the only way that you must write in the whole entire world. If you ask me, follow what your supervisor wants. He is your guide. Okay, and don't go against your supervisor. If can, in your journey of PhD, never ever go against your supervisor. You're just going to make your life very difficult. And don't go to him and talk about work-life balance and human rights and all these kind of things. So it's not going to work. Okay, PhD is just how it is. Okay, I was trained like that. So if you're going to talk about, oh, you must respect me, you must teach me all this, and no, I have human rights and all this crap that is coming nowadays, it doesn't work. Because research and solution is born out of pain. Okay, when you're desperate, when you push yourself, you want to find a solution, that is where the greatest solution will be found. Okay, if you take your time, relax and go and so on. Yes, I'm not telling you should stress yourself out, but when you're too relaxed, ideas won't come. When you're too relaxed, when you're not desperate enough, you cannot go and have a finding. Okay, so towards the end of my PhD, let me tell you a very simple story. Towards the end of my PhD, when I was supposed to publish my condition to graduate in the UK, set by my supervisor, was to publish 10 papers. Without 10 papers, I cannot graduate. Okay, that was the condition. All right. So as the time was approaching, I didn't want to wait for 3 years. I actually graduated before time. I finished in 2 years and 6 months. My Viva was set exactly in 2 years and 6 months. All right. So towards the end, I was pushing myself, reading more papers, trying to find a solution that never been seen before. I was trying to solve a non-linear problem. Okay. At the most desperate time, yes, Sam. Yeah, it's quite shocking. Even for me, when I joined my PhD, I didn't know. Okay, he said, if you don't have 10 papers, don't even come and see me that you want to graduate. Because in PhD, that's the painful part. In PhD, you don't know exactly when you can graduate. You don't know what is the end game. Where do you end? You don't really know, especially in the UK, you don't really know. Okay, there is no guideline saying that you do this and then you can finish. No, they are very flexible. So flexibility is sometimes not very good. Okay, so when I push myself, reading, mathematics, a lot of different things, then I found a very, very remarkable solution that actually ended my PhD almost towards the end. With that one solution, I published one of the best conference papers in the US. This conference is more tougher than a journal. Okay, it's called OFC, Optical Fiber Communications, always organized only in Los Angeles. Okay, Los Angeles or Anaheim. So I published that, and then from there I extended that one finding into at least 3 journal papers. At least that one finding at the most desperate time. That's what I found. Okay, that is where you find the light at the end of the tunnel. If you're very relaxed, okay, I'm not saying relaxing is wrong. Don't get me wrong. Now I have to be politically right nowadays. I cannot just tell, no, then the mental health, all these things will come in. But I can tell you, if you're too relaxed, if you're too chilled out, if you're not stressing yourself, sometimes the solution won't come. You need to really push yourself to get that one solution. Then only you can really get to the exit door. All right. So don't mess up with your supervisor. Part of the journey, don't mess things up with your supervisor. Yes, I hear every day complaint from student, supervisor don't see me, supervisor don't bother, da. It is what you are signed up for. There's nothing you can do now. All right. You cannot single-handedly change the system. It is what it is. Not only in Malaysia, everywhere in the world is the same. Okay, everywhere in the world. You think only Malaysia is like that? No, actually not. Everywhere in the world, it's more or less the same. Okay. Some in the UK, some of my colleagues cannot even see their supervisor 7 months once. They have to set appointment in advance, like 6 months, then only you can get to see the supervisor. So you have no idea what is going on elsewhere. Okay. All right. So let's get to the topic. Chapter 1, background template, 6 steps. Okay. Just now 5 steps. Now 6 steps. And ask something. Are these all 5 statements put in 5 different paragraphs or only up to you? How you want to structure it, up to you. Problem statement, I have answered your question. I have structured it according to paragraph. By introduction and background, I leave it to you guys. Okay, you can decide. All right, how you want to narrate your story, that comes down to you. Oh yeah, what I wanted to tell is, if your supervisor say no need introduction, just write a long background, you follow. If your supervisor say no need background, just write introduction, and then go to problem statement, you follow. Do whatever they want. Okay, this is just a guideline for you. Okay, so now 6 steps. Step 1, connecting back to introduction. With a land area of XXX, Malaysia is a democratic country that consists of 14 states. You see how it's giving a background to the country itself. Located in a humid tropical region, ample water supply resources. The importance of water resources is broadly classified into 3 core applications: internal usage, industrial services, and agricultural usage. Now, step number 2, further diving into key factors shared in introduction. The Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment was established to review the National Water Resources Study, okay, specifically to work on the jurisdiction of state and federal governments in water resources governance. The state government plays the main role of water resource management, while the federal government mostly responsible. You can see in the background, now they're breaking down in more detail. If you remember in introduction, they talk about state and federal. Here they're talking about state and federal. This is the unavoidable overlap. Okay, because now you're diving further in. You're slowly injecting the needle. All right, in depiction, that's how I can explain. Then step number 3, breaking down of the key factors. Apart from these main actors, there are numerous government bodies and agencies that are collectively responsible for the components of functions related to water resources, namely Department of Irrigation and Drainage, which is responsible for new challenges in developing and managing water resources. Okay. So this is breaking down key factors. That means who are all involved. That is step 1, 2, and 3. You have all the examples, nothing to worry. All right. Now, this is 4, 5, and 6. What is the issue with existing factors? This one is sprinkled again in background. More detail will be seen in problem statement. According to existing acts and guidelines for water resource management in Malaysia, certain state government possess more regulation and some even overlap with one another on several occasions. So they're focusing more on federal and state governments, all the players, all the actors. Then step number 5, connecting existing solution to currently available solution. Hence, the formulation of NWRP is a strategic move towards ensuring the demands of water for all sectors in Malaysia, where the policy provides a clear direction and various strategies in water resource management to ensure security and sustainability of water resources. So they say why the formulation of NWRP was important, because this existing solution lah. You want to propose a new one, what? Okay, so you need to talk about it slightly. Then, though existing solution available, what is still the problem? There is a series of activities and public policy process. The government bodies would first identify public concerns. Thereafter, the government bodies would prepare alternative course of actions to present their proposal at cabinet level. So this is the first course of action for them to come up with new solution. Major policies in Malaysia are required to go through the process of getting approval from the cabinet. Prior to cabinet approval, the proposal should be circulated to the related federal government bodies and agencies for their comments. See, they have to go cabinet, they have to go to government bodies, agencies for their comments. In this case, the proposal would be circulated to the leading federal government agencies, namely EPU and DOE. They have to go through so many steps. Okay, so many steps. Conclusively, this proves the integration of these formal institutions is important to ensure smooth administration of this country on water resources. Okay, very clear from background already. How to start line, that also comes down to how you write. Very hard for me to say. You can look at this as an example how I start. Okay, how we coach and how we proofread. This is how we start. Very hard for me to say yours unless I look at your whole issue. Okay, Sumaira, I hope this will help you to start first. If you still have issue, you can get in touch later. Now, to all of you, from the introduction and background, can you guys understand what is the actual problem here before even going into problem statement? Do you all have an idea what is the problem? Yes, there is not a smooth procedure. Anyone else? Come, all of you try. It's okay if you're wrong. Water resources management policy, okay. I want all of you to try and explain what is the issue that you think it is. Okay, overlapping responsibilities. Cannot be concluded at this stage, okay. Okay, so public policy water management by various bodies. Okay, so now, excuse me, from the introduction and background itself, you guys already have an idea already. Okay, that means when I go to problem statement, you guys already have in mind psychologically what it's going to be about. Now you tell me, is it important or not to write a very good introduction and background? From this, you guys know where is the problem with your problem statement. Your supervisors cannot see the problem in your problem statement most of the time because your introduction and background is not telling the story right. That is where most of the problem lies. So every time you listen, your supervisor or examiner keep telling problem statement, problem statement, problem is not written well. The problem is not centralized in your problem statement only. It is starting from the top. You need to go and solve that problem from the story narration all the way down to problem statement. You need to solve it. Okay, this is what I always will tell students when they come back to me after proposal defense, when they come back to me after Viva, when they want to get coaching for the major correction and some fail and so on. This is what I will tell them. Never wrote the introduction and background properly, and this is the major problem because they cannot get your story right. They cannot understand. Okay, this is where AI miserably fails because it doesn't know narration. It writes very good English, but it doesn't know the narration. It cannot connect the story very well. That is where human intervention has to come in. All right, you need to come in and narrate that story very well. If you cannot understand your problem, very simple, put it this way. You cannot understand your writing. You cannot see the problem in your writing. No one else in the world can see. Okay, so when you read, when you look at the introduction, background, problem statement, if you feel the problem is not there, the issue is not really there, the same thing will be applied to others. So don't send your chapter 1 if you think you cannot really understand the problem. You're just wasting your time. All right? You're really just wasting your time. Okay? All right? So I hope that is clear. Now, let's go and get a bit of touch of AI. Okay, so AI is a component DNA nowadays that you cannot take it out of education. So if I don't talk about AI, people don't get interested nowadays, unfortunately. So I'm going to share how to use AI and how you can use it to help you, and also use it, and also how to avoid using it to cause you more problem. Okay, that's what I'm going to tell you today. So I am an advocate for AI on using it right and not screwing yourself in the process. That is why I advocate. That is what I advocate. Okay, despite getting a lot of offers on promoting AI software, especially Jenny AI, SciSpace, many. They wanted to pay me a lot of money. Jenny AI offered me up to 8,000 ringgit per video to go and promote. I still have. You can see in Group. You can see a guy called Justin. Okay, I think Justin or Mac or something like that. They wanted to come and see how the classes, everything going. So they wanted me to promote, but I refused to promote at the end because they have the same hallucination problem. Because at the end, I found out they are also using GPT, Chat GPT backend, cloud backend, Chat GPT backend. And then when I start doing my own investigation, because I don't want to promote something that is not giving the right things, I don't want to spoil my reputation. So if you realize hallucination and fake information, no matter which AI tool that you go, it's always there. Because it's not the problem of the AI tool. It's the problem of the fundamentals of AI. The transformer network, the artificial neural network itself is the main problem. Okay. So therefore, fake information hallucination is something that cannot be fixed in AI usages. If until now, any of you don't know what is hallucination and don't know what is fake information in AI and still using AI, that means you are in a very deep trouble state. Okay, that is the technical term, Sam. That is called hallucination. It is the technical term. Okay, so if you don't know that such thing exists, hallucination and fake information in AI, and you are still using AI, that means you are in a very big trouble state. Okay, so now let's get to AI part. All right. So part of background, it is very important for you to have statistical data. Okay, this many percentage of SMEs fail, this many percentage of AI, people using AI, this many percent. These are all background story. 20% of companies failed during COVID. 30% of company made it back after COVID. You know, if you are doing something related to that, lah. Let's say you want to talk about AI usages among students. Let's say that's your study. Okay, or your studies about Gen Z. Okay, how many percentage of Gen Z are quiet quitting in a workplace? You know, this kind of statistical numbers, you can get it from these kind of websites. These are legit numbers. You can choose to go directly to this template. This template can be downloaded in my Telegram group. Okay, I've given all the name of the website and the link also. Okay, the links also given. You can download and go and look for the data here. Alternatively, you can also use ChatGPT. Okay, ChatGPT. So let's go to ChatGPT premium version. Okay, I don't mess around with free version. Let's go to premium version, because if I'm going to show example, I have to show from legit one. Okay, legit one. I mean like proper paid one lah. The full resources. I cannot show based on free version because free version got more problems. So now I am doing a study on small medium enterprise impact due to COVID. Okay, so I recently published a paper on let me just show this. I recently published a paper on Rain, Rain, Go Away, Come Again Another Day. Do climate change variation enhance the spread of COVID-19? So this is a Web of Science Q1 paper. I co-authored with Prof. Effie, Dr. Harold, and so on and so forth, systematic review paper. Took us 2 years and 2 months to publish this paper. So whenever I tell students that publication takes time, they don't believe me. Some of them. So this is my own paper published in BMC Journal, Globalization and Health. Impact factor 10.8, 2022 impact factor. 2023 impact factor, I'm not so sure. 2022 impact factor is 10.8. It's a top 12 journal in the world in this particular area. So I am interested in COVID-19 topic, looking at the aftermath of COVID-19. So my next study would be on SMEs and so on. So that's what I'm trying to find, background stories and so on. So all right, so that is the paper. So if you want to see my advice to everyone, okay, which is our next class towards the end of this month, is going to be on systematic review. This is my systematic review paper. All right. So that is my, not Prisma, I use Roses. We used Roses. Okay, we did not use Prisma. So these are the papers that we went through. It's a very complex paper. Many of us put in a lot of effort. Okay, so this is the paper and managed to publish in Q1. All right. But we went through at least 6 rejections before we got first review in BMC. Okay. So my advice to all of you, as soon as your proposal is done, start writing a systematic review paper. Don't wait. Publication takes time, takes a lot of time. All right, nowadays, especially. If you realize Elsevier Helion was kicked out from Web of Science. Elsevier Helion, because they tend to go very fast. The quicker a journal go, the quicker it'll get kicked out from Scopus or Web of Science. Okay. As soon as the chapters 1 to 3, your proposal is done, okay, start writing a systematic review paper. Immediately launch. Okay. So my next venture is I'm using this for my own purpose and I'm sharing you what are the trouble I'm finding. I did not do this experiment for you guys. I'm doing it for me. All right. So I'll tell you what are the issues I'm facing here. ChatGPT 4.0, do you have data? Do you have data on small, medium enterprise impact due to COVID? Okay. I am, I don't want to say lazy, but I am lazy. So I'm not telling you guys whoever use AI is lazy, but I am lazy. All right. So I don't want to go Google search and get all the data and go through one by one paper. I just want to come here and ask the Fleur to give me all the statistical numbers. So I told the Fleur, okay. And then when it comes to prompting, okay. Yeah. Malas je kan. It's okay. We're all humans kan. So it's normal to be lazy. It's fine. All right. But just that when you be lazy, you need to be more smarter. That is the keyword. All right. If you are lazy, you need to be smarter. Okay. If you're hardworking, you can be a bit more, I won't say not so smart. You can be a bit more lesser when it comes to attention to detail. But when you're being lazy, your attention to detail must be very, very high. My attention to detail is very, very high because I don't want to use any fake information in my papers. Especially, I always aim for Web of Science papers. All right. So, and in AI prompting, it's important that you use funnel prompting. Okay. What is funnel prompting? I'm not going to explain to you today. If you want to learn what is funnel prompting, you go to there's a video on funnel prompting. There's funnel prompting. There, here you go. Okay. So this is funnel prompting. If you want to learn how to do funnel prompting properly in AI tools, go and watch that video. Make sure you follow me on TikTok. All right. So, okay. So I asked the Fleur very broad. I asked the Fleur, do you have data or not on SMEs? Then the Fleur tell me, yeah, these are all the data, blah, 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 blah. I say, okay, fine. And then I would like to have industrial white papers on small, medium enterprises impact due to COVID. I want all the white papers because white papers will have the most legit data. Then the Fleur gave me all this blah, blah, blah with all the references. This is the beauty of 4.0. Okay, this is the beauty of 4.0. Whether legit or not, like I said, if you want to be lazy, you better give attention to detail. All right. I am lazy, so I can call everyone else lazy. So that's okay. All right. So if you want to be lazy, you better go through and check whether it's true or not. So most of the paper here are all EY, US, World Bank, and so on. I want to do local paper. So I want a more concentrated reference to local context. So I keep prompting and the FLIR give me, then I ask the FLIR, okay, based on the sources above, give me the key data points. This one me being lazy lah. This is what I want, that about 50%, 70%. I don't want to go read, get the numbers. This is just background writing. So I try to get numbers from here lah. But still, again, these are all US related references. So I want something more localized, right? So then I ask the FLIR, apart from other sources, do you have any other sources from other white papers? Then the FLIR give me this. Here, additional keys on other white papers and reports on the impact of COVID-19 on SMEs in Malaysia. And this is from Asian Development Bank. So it's more localized reference, okay, more localized, very, very legit reference because it's Asian Development Bank. It's like Maybank Research. You cannot tell Maybank Research is wrong, okay, although sometimes they are, but majority of the time, you can always go and argue to your reviewers, this is Maybank Research, okay, this is the #1 bank in Malaysia, okay, with market cap of X amount of, and the top trading stock in Malaysia, and so on. That's how you argue. So I took Asian Development Bank, and this is the title of the paper, white paper released by ADB. Okay, we call it ADB, yeah. Okay, then the FLIR told me 75% of surveyed SMEs experience significant drop in demand for their products and services. 75% of surveyed SMEs experience a significant drop in demand for their products and services. 60% of SMEs reported difficulties in accessing financing during the pandemic. Okay, so these are two main items. Okay, now, if you get this data, you are doing a research in SME, what would you do next? What would you do? I want everyone to answer. I want to really hear it from all of you, so then only I can explain what is the right way. I want to see your mindset first. Okay, analyze the data. Then, Kelvin. Off. No copy paste. If we have to be lazy, we have to be legitly lazy. Okay, so no one wants to copy paste. Okay. No empirical source. Okay. Not even one wants to copy and paste. Copy, paraphrase, paste. Not even one. Don't follow the general crowd. If you feel you'll just copy, paste, and paraphrase, tell me the truth. Okay. Sorfina gave me a solution also. Say double check at other AI website. I honestly would copy paste, but cite it accordingly. Okay. All right. Thank you for being honest, Sam. Thank you for being honest. Find out relationship between data and research questions. Okay. All right. So very good that you guys are very responsive, so we can understand the general perspective. Okay. In real life, I copy the information and check the paper. All right. Okay. So first of all, kudos to all of you. Okay. Kudos means respect to all of you. I think you guys have came very far in AI that you guys already realizing that the data can be fake. So you guys want to analyze. Most of you, I think 95% of you said you will analyze the data, which is fantastic. That is exactly what you need to do. So like I said, you want to be lazy, you better be giving attention to detail. All right. Because I am a very lazy guy. All right. So if I want to do things the easiest way, that's what I will do. All right? I'm very well known for that. Okay. So now, having said that, there is one of the comment they say double check at other AI website. Okay. If you are already afraid of the information here, that it can be hallucinating or faking, is it a good idea to go and ask another? It's like you're asking about a murderer to another murderer. And you're going to ask the FLIR, is it okay? Is that guy okay or not? Okay, so that is how contextually you guys are doing. I mean, some of you suggested lah. If you're going to check an AI tool, you better bring it back to traditional method and check it. Okay, don't go and ask one AI, ask another AI whether this AI is true or not. Okay, one criminal, you don't go ask another criminal whether this criminal is good or bad. You go and ask to a policeman, you go and ask to a general person whether this, what do you think, is this crime or not? That's how you're supposed to do it. All right. So what you can do, you can use Google Scholar. If it's a technical paper, journal, you'll use a Google Scholar. Google Scholar by far, you can use Scopus, Web of Science, Google Scholar. These three solid until today, the best ever. All right. Now we take this paper first. Okay. First of all, you need to find out whether this paper exists or not. Okay. So you go here. Let me push it here, the tab. Go here. ADB. Like I told you, I won't tell you, I'm not selling AI to you. Okay, go use. I'm just telling you how you must use it. Okay. There you go. The paper is there, which is a fantastic news. That's why I use 4O. I don't use free. Free don't even point you at the right paper. All right, that's why I use 4O. I pay. Every month I pay, I think, about 100 plus ringgit. No, 97 ringgit per month. Yes. Okay. So, Nakib, you use the free version or the paid version? But yeah, they can. That's what we call hallucination. That's why I say don't use free version. Any AI version, don't use free. Free, they'll give you the minimal, the worst model. Okay, they have different model. Okay, so they'll give you the worst model. Doctor, because I'm lazy, sometimes I ask ChatGPT to find me the article. You can, but if you want it to find you the article, you can just use Google Scholar. Google Scholar is the best. Therefore, go find, give you all the related article. You just need to read only. All right. Google Scholar by far still the best out there for you to find papers. All right. So now let's open this file. Let's open this file. We download and then we go down. We start finding. Okay. Now same AI, Masrul. Space, whatever apa tu, Elicit. I'm not telling they are bad, but they have, all of them are AI and they all use the same model, either from ChatGPT, GPT model, or they use cloud model, or they use perplexity model. These are the three main models out there. They all have problem. Okay. Shopee version, is it okay or not? Definitely okay. I tried first, but you get tired. Today you want to use, suddenly the login won't work. You have to go ask the floor again. And then suddenly you want to use, suddenly it won't work again. You have to go and ask again. Sometimes you go prompt, the prompt finished already. So I said, you know what, screw it. I just go buy myself and use it so that the prompting limit won't expire. Okay, so that's another problem lah. So now I asked for article also, but when check online database fake, yes. Okay, so Space, Elicit, consensus, lead map, connected papers. There's another one, not Sci-Hub, Space, something. All of them, they got no money to create their own model. Okay, because if you want your model to run, you need server farm. Okay, server farm, like Microsoft is investing $2 billion in Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, because they're building server farm. That's why ChatGPT has its own, OpenAI has its own model. Cloud also has its own, Cloud AI has its own model. Then Perplexity has its own model. ChatGPT Cloud, which is better, they are all the same. I don't find any difference in them because they are all end of the day transformer network. They all are built with artificial neural network. But if you ask me, the most data-centric one is ChatGPT. ChatGPT has the most resources in the world because there's Microsoft behind it. Okay? So now, coming to this. 2 points. Okay? 75%, 60%. Okay. 75% of surveyed SMEs experience a significant drop in demand for their product. So basically, product drop demand, services drop demand, 75% SME screwed, full stop. Okay. Now let's go and find, okay, how would you find here? Easy, that's easy answer lah. Not even worth asking. Just put 75% and then you start looking for it. Okay. No more, only got one statement, only 75%. Okay, one of one. This statement. Bangladesh known for high performance export-oriented garment industry, which concerns large-scale factories and accounts for 75% of country's foreign currency earning. Is this similar to this significant drop in demand for their product services. Is that the same statement? Can you use this? No, right? Yeah. That's why you guys need to go and open and read. Definitely need to read. No matter what AI you guys use, you still need to read. Don't ever stop reading. That's what I'm trying to tell all of you. Use AI, use. Nothing wrong with that. This is reality. Okay? I'm paying for this. Don't want to say the word. I'm paying for this every month. Yes, some parts are good. If you see what I use it for, I use for good morning conversation chat. I ask the fella to write a clinic name, then write for me paper. I mean, what do you call that? Write for me script, those kind of things. But PhD, masters, I am still very skeptical. Very, very skeptical. Okay. So now let's go to the next one. 60% of SMEs reported difficulties in accessing financing during the pandemic. 60% of SMEs reported cannot find money. 60% SMEs cannot find money. Okay. So we go here, we type 60% now. 60%. Okay. You see here, this one got more choices lah. Okay. So nearly 60% of sample firms have adopted online sales and they account for 21% of sales revenue. Not financing problem. So we can ignore that. Next one, was the number of permanent employment at the time of survey less than 40%, more than 40%, more than 60%. So this is employment, not financing. Okay. 60% decrease in permanent employment, not financing. Okay. 60% decrease in permanent employment, not financing. 60% decrease in permanent employment, not financing. 60% decrease in permanent employment, not financing. Not financing. This is what? Estimated functions explaining employment. Also not financing. So, okay. Same here. Non-permanent employees, not financing. Also same. All talks about employment. And we come back to the first one already. Okay. So, did you found this? I did the search in front of you on this ADB article. Did you found this? Did we found the answer for this? Assessing financing during pandemic. Exactly my point. Whoever is using AI, just copy and paste, you better watch out. All right. Why? Because more than ever, the ruling of universities now, they put the responsibility on the supervisor. So they're advocating and educating supervisors. supervisors are already going through various rigorous training. Now, more than ever, last time, at least during during our time, 10 years ago, when we were doing PhD, 10, no, mine is 14 years ago. 14 years ago, when I do PhD, we didn't have AI. So whatever I cite, if my supervisor don't open the reference and read also, doesn't matter. Because there is no hallucination problem, no fake citation problem. So that means even if I fake the citation, let's say if I really fake it, my supervisor won't even open and read. Okay, but now supervisors are being trained to make sure go and open the bloody citation and read whether it's really there or not. Because if anyone finds out, because from your thesis, it'll become a journal. And when you go submit a journal, and if any of the reader finds out that your reference is fake, they're going to come back and report to the journal that this paper is fake. And that journal is going to come back and report to and going to retract the paper. And that will become a headline news, like what happened in UPM recently. Remember the paper where they wrongly reported about that boat? I don't know whether that is true or not, but that is how sensational the news can become. So therefore, more than ever, universities are training their supervisors to go and check every reference, make sure it's true or not. So you guys want to use, but make sure you go and read every papers given, whether it's true or not, whether it's coming from consensus, LDC, SciSpace, Cloud AI, all this AI, whatever AI it says. This 4.0 had $100 billion investment behind it, and that is how it hallucinates. Why does it hallucinate? That is what we need to find out. We are researchers, right? We cannot simply say the flow is useless. Cannot say like that. It's a very good technology, being fair here, okay? So what is the actual problem? What is the underlying issue? Okay, that's what I try to find out. So I also studied, okay, I studied out of AI, but this is a very good answer that actually replicated from other websites and books, all right? So if you see here, this is the problem with AI. If any of you interested to know, Nature of transformer network. Okay, this is how GPT transformer network. And chat GPT, just a bit out of topic. Transformer network, because that is the future, kan? If you want to put your future in the hands of AI, you better might as well know how it works. This is called transformer network. Okay. The more you put in data, the more the layers are trained and the more answers you get out here. That means when you go and upload your problem statement, your RORQ, your write-up, your paper, everything, the information is stored and trained here. That is another risk that people don't know. A lot of people don't know. So when I come along, I prompt for something similar to what you do. I can extract all your RORQ from the AI platform. It will be given to me. I've shown the example in the previous class in UM. Okay, where one of the RQ from the paper just published can be literally found on ChatGPT. So I can immediately take all your ideas. I can go and write paper and publish before even you graduate. And then your whole PhD is doomed. So don't go and upload anything into AI, just one-way journey only. Download only. Don't upload. The moment you upload, it'll be stored in training layers. These are called training layers, hidden layer. It's called training layers in artificial neural network. Okay? So this is where you ask question. When you ask question, even your questions are trained. Your questions are trained. All right. So when you put in, say you put in problem statement, you proofread or check the content for me. It will be going stored here. So all your problem statement written will be stored. And let's say I come along, let's say you're doing something on public health and I come along, I ask something similar to you. Let's say ergonomics. I ask, hey, give me a latest problem statement on ergonomics on public health. Your problem statement will be paraphrased and given out to me. It will be paraphrased, but the idea will be there entirely. Okay. So that is something you guys need to take very, very extra care. Now, this is why faking happens. Transformer-based models like GPT generate responses based on statistical patterns. They don't understand the context. Okay, statistical patterns in vast data sets rather than a deep understanding of the content. They learn associations between words and phrases, but they don't know facts or have access to real-time context unless explicitly trained or refreshed with new data. As a result, if a certain pattern suggests an unlikely combination of words associating two unrelated events, the model might produce a statement that sounds plausible but is incorrect. This is applied to every AI system out there because the whole world, all the models are built on transformer network. Or there's only one model, artificial neural network, transformer network, full stop. Okay. So all of you who use, whoever said here today, I need to go back and check. Yes, please go back and check. Okay. This is what I call optimum usage of AI. Would like to inquire, meaning need to provide very detailed prompt to ChatGPT full context with attachments or just direct with step-by-step on our inquiries. If can, don't upload anything related to your study. I mean, PDF papers can lah, publication literature yang dah publish, no problem. You can upload, it doesn't matter. But don't upload your own writing. If you can lah. If you want to save yourself from others publishing your idea, then you don't upload lah. If you don't mind others getting an idea, then you upload lah. All right. So step-by-step prompting is important and step-by-step checking is important. All right. But then it comes down to, no problem. But then it comes down to, my recent video I'll show also. It comes down to how many times am I supposed to prompt and how many times am I supposed to go and check? So am I supposed to do literature review or fact checking? What is my role here? You as a student, your role is to do literature review or to do fact checking. Whether it's true or not. You're not police. You don't have time. So which one you want to do? You guys should figure that out also. So now that's why it's important for you to also master the usage of Google Scholar. Very, very important. Where is Google Scholar? I've done a video on Google Scholar. Very filtered way of looking for things. There are 6 important tips on Google Scholar. Okay. So do use Google Scholar as well. You don't need to do any fact checks. All right. So if you want to spend your time, do AI and then go and fact check every single detail, then you do. If you want to get straight to the point, get the paper you want, do the reading, upload into any AI reading tool, read your paper, get all the fact, and then move on, then use Google Scholar. All right. Why would you want to upload certain section of your chapters to AI tool to check plagiarism. Use Turnitin only. Don't use anything else than Turnitin. Never, never use. Okay? Nothing is more precise than Turnitin. Every other software out there is not as precise as Turnitin. Okay? So stick to Turnitin. All right. So now let's go to even Turnitin on Shopee. Don't use. I also did a video on that. Because if your paper mistakenly gets stored in a repository, you are doomed. All right. So try to use Universiti Turnitin. Okay. So now let's go to the remaining part, which is problem statement. How about if uploading my LR matrix, doctor? LR matrix. LR matrix, if there is research gap clearly stated, that will result in be able to know your own research gap. Then if people be able to deduce the entire idea from it, my advice, better not. Okay, my advice lah. But I don't know the purpose of you uploading a literature matrix, but literature matrix is something you spend very long time doing, and that is should be supposed to be very secretive until you publish your systematic review paper. Okay, I think so lah. At least for me, I wouldn't lah. I wouldn't. Is it safe to use Grammarly? Grammarly is good. Grammarly is fine. But Grammarly to Boon, you shouldn't use the part where it rewrites the entire. So Grammarly got 2 or 3 different functions. One is to add all the and all that subject verb agreements, and then some parts it will ask you to change the word, change the language, all those things. There are certain portion it will rewrite the full sentence for you, which is fantastic. But nowadays, the moment you accept that, your Turnitin AI will immediately shoot up. Okay, how much will shoot up? Recent stories from 16% shoots up to 79%, 75%, some 85%, and so on. And there is a legit reasoning. You can tell your faculty that I use Grammarly, but Turnitin AI got few functions. Okay, the result now. It will tell you AI generated text or AI paraphrase text. Sometimes you use Grammarly, it comes under AI generated text. It doesn't come under AI paraphrase text. That is a problem, because then it will mistakenly showing that this is AI written. So you must be very careful when you're using AI related Quillbot, Grammarly, and so on. Okay, we are doing the testing also now. Yesterday we started doing, and we are getting different results for different sentences. Okay. So now let's get to problem statement. 7 steps problem statement for proposal thesis publication. Sample from environmental management PhD thesis. Okay, same thing. I don't think we have time for break because I am really pushing through. I hope you guys are okay without break. What's your opinion on Quillbot? Quillbot, if you, sorry to say, Grammarly is good unless you accept the rewriting part, because the rewriting part will cause you another problem in Turnitin AI. But Quillbot is rubbish, because Quillbot will rewrite out of context most of the time. And Quillbot 100% will increase your Turnitin AI. We have done experiment here already. So most of the real-time experiment, like what I'm showing you here, I've done it here. So you want to understand the entire experiments here. I've done all of it here. You can go and check. Okay. I even have a video on best AI tools for thesis journal assignment. I've already explained that also. Okay, so you guys can go and check lah. Yeah, it's detected by Turnitin. That's the problem. Sam, on the record. Even for Grammarly, need to check first before make change. Yeah, better. Because it's a very gray area. Very gray area. But I like Grammarly. To be honest, I like Grammarly. Grammarly is a very decent software. I cannot say all the softwares are bad. Grammarly is good. Quillbot is rubbish. Quillbot is really rubbish. It really changes context to a certain extent. Okay? All right. So now let's go. Problem statement. Now, just now someone asked me, how do I split the paragraph, right? Here, problem statement, I already given you that. This is paragraph 1. Okay, paragraph 1, step 1, 2, 3. So step 1, you reintroduce why you're doing the research. That means you're connecting back to your background lah. So as part of the basic human needs, water is the most valuable asset for society and nation. It is a global challenge to properly manage water resources. Right. So step 2, why is it important to investigate the topic, sell the issue? You need to sell your idea. All the time, you need to sell your idea. All right. If you don't sell your idea, then you are in deep state problem. Okay. If you just say, yeah, there's a problem, I'm trying to solve it, finish. No, you need to sell it. You need to believe in your idea. You need to sell it as hard as you can. The efficiency in administrating water resources and water supply is one of the perpetual problems. The Malaysian government is aware of the significance of water resources for the sustainability of society. Given the significance of water resources, it is important to ensure the right actions are taken to manage water resources. This is a shortened version. It's actually much, much longer. And if you realize there's no citation, the problem statement is way longer and way expanded. I've summarized it, removed all the citations. Okay? So that there is enough space to crunch it in. Step number 3. So here you already tell why is it important. Now you're going to tell what is wrong with the current situation in a more detailed manner. However, legislations for water resource management in Malaysia are critically outdated. Furthermore, the job scope and responsibilities of government bodies and agencies of water resource management appear to be overlapping. There you go. This critically affects the effectiveness and efficiency of the government bodies executing the authority, which reaffirms the need for coalition to ensure the effectiveness and efficiency of government's services in addressing water-related matters. You see how we are being very critical as we go into the topic. Now let's go to paragraph number 2. There are 2 templates in Telegram group that you can download. One is policy, one more is education. I will try to do more. I will try, okay, whenever I have time. Okay, then step number 4. First, regard to potential solution. This is where you are slowly sprinkling your solution. Improved policies of water resources are regarded as the key to address various problems of water resources. So this is paragraph number 2 ready. So first paragraph done, now paragraph 2. Step number 5, minor literature review and existing solution. The existing policies of water resources serve to guarantee the process of planning and developing water resource management at each level within the government structure. Back in 2005, the Malaysian government promoted the coalition among various government bodies and agencies in the federal government and state governments, which was part of the government's concerted effort to address the ongoing problems of water sector. The Ministry of Energy, Green Technology and Water had also taken several approaches, such as restructuring the national water services industry. Hence, NWS and SPAN were established. So they are explaining what actually happened and how these were established. All right. Now, however, both frameworks only focused on the water supply and water services, and WRP was subsequently introduced in April 2010 as a new institutional arrangement to manage and sustain water resource management in Malaysia. Sorry for the spelling mistake because I type in everything. I did not copy and paste because I was rewriting it. Not rewriting, re-summarizing it. So both frameworks only focus on water supply, water services, and NWRP was introduced in April 2010 as a new institutional arrangement to manage and sustain water resources in Malaysia. So that is the minor literature review. Step number 6, paragraph number 3. From literature review, critically review the exact limitation. This is where most of you lack, the critical review part. As a result, the urgency of developing NWRP to manage the water resources through good coalition among actors was highlighted in the 10th Malaysian Plan. The review of past studies based in Malaysia also revealed major gaps in water research, where most studies focused on specific water issues, namely water pollution, security, tariff, and conservation. The discussion on the coalition interaction among actors in water resource management and formation of policy of water resources policy have been critically overlooked. That means they never discuss on the coalition and interaction among actors, that means federal, state, ministry, all these people, in water resource management and formation of policies of water resource policy have been critically overlooked. That is the critical review. All right. Then paragraph 4, step number 7, solutions and underlying techniques. This is where you open up to your RO and RQ. Okay. Now you know why if problem statement is wrong, your RO, RQ is going to have problem. It's going to be in a lot of trouble. And when that has a problem, your literature review is going to be in problem as well. So, henceforth, when the issue related to water resource management arise, the specific groups of actors' interactions with one another and how they work with the government explains the overall political chain. In particular, the triangulation technique was employed for this present study to explore the state of coalition among the relevant actors from the federal government and state government in Malaysia, specifically for the formulation of NWRP in terms of the need and urgency of the coalition. With that, the advocacy coalition framework was adopted in the study to prove the existence of coalition among actors over time NWRP was postulated to reflect coalition among actors in water resource management, while the mobilization of resources and prior coalition experiences were postulated to reflect the relationship among actors. Okay? So that is what they propose to do, and the overall problem is very clear. That is how you write a problem statement. So do you think that once you go back today or whenever you want, you would be able to restructure your problem statement into these 7 steps? Fantastic. That is the step-by-step flow of your problem statement. Okay. Don't just take critical writing or whatever it writes in the AI, whichever tool you use, and paste it. You will never get this kind of critical writing out of it. You still need to use your own effort to be able to write it out. Okay. Now you need to remember something. Why I keep saying this? You need to treat AI as your personal assistant. Personal assistant that is a fresh graduate coming out of university with only academic knowledge but don't know anything else in the real world. Okay. So when you hire them, you have to train them. You have to see how their work is going, whether they are giving what they want or not. You have to retrain them, scold them, what do you call that, firm them up, butter them, restructure them. You have to do a lot of things. Don't treat them like your CEO. Okay. Some of the students are treating AI like the CEO, like they know everything, like just copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. It doesn't work like that. That is not what AI is. I know a lot of people on Facebook, on a lot of platforms are selling the AI idea such a way. It is actually not the truth, not the fact. It is actually like a personal assistant, work smart, like what the other person said. It's like you hire a personal assistant that is artificially smart. Artificially smart. There is actually smart people like you should monitor how is the flow, what is the information given, true or not, how to use it, how to rewrite it. You still need to intervene. Don't just copy and paste and destroy your life. Okay. All right. So that is clear. This one we can go. Okay, here. So why proposal or proposal defense or candidature defense for UM or Viva still gets screwed after you follow through? I mean, what are the common problems? Problem statement has no compelling reasons. Not persuasive, not selling enough. Poor choice of topic that no one cares about. No connectivity between the study and problem statement. No clarity, horrible language. If no one understands the problem statement, then no one will appreciate the research. Okay. Now, some of you might be wondering, this is policy related thesis. How about I want thesis related to my area, a sample thesis that I can follow. I can look at the steps and follow. So what I have done is, my team have done is, we try to accumulate as many theses as we can. Okay. On our Facebook album, sample thesis. We don't have the full copy. We have already put the time, invested the time in. We have put in the title, which subject, which university. If this is related to you, have at least 3 to 4 sample theses in the journey of your write-up. You need to have, so you can always refer to. Okay, your refer to shouldn't be AI. No, your refer to should be a sample thesis that is already successfully completed. Okay, so this is an accumulative. These are the theses that we have coached, we have consulted, we have proofread, some we have paraphrased, and so on. So you can see this is social science, UITM, developing framework, blah, 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 blah. So you can go through this, and the newer ones, you can go down here. We just recently uploaded more. These are all very recent. Okay, UPM, this Unit 10, MMU, you can contact them. They'll give you a copy. This is UM. This is UM itself. Okay, this is UM itself, your local thesis in education area, UPM, UMK, UTM, and so on and so forth. All right. How about the templates? Templates you can download from Telegram group. Telegram group. All right. So you can go and check out any sample thesis that might be very closely relevant to you. If you want to download, contact the university, try to get a copy. It'll be very helpful to have. And for those who are working on their thesis, in terms of charges, I think better you can PM me. We can, well, actually all the information can be found here, easier. Okay, all the pricing, you can drop down here and you can check here. Everything is stated here, right? So I leave that to you to go and check what we do. This, sorry. I don't know why it did not copy this. That is a website, okay? So, and also for thesis and proposal, more than 100 pages, we offer up to 30% discount for proofreading, translation, and formatting services. Okay, all right. So I hope that is clear and you can get the sample thesis that you want. All right, so let's go to RORQ. Razali, Doctor, can you share some tips how to love reading research articles? Like we love reading Harry Potter book. It is a bit difficult. Like Harry Potter is definitely interesting, right? I have a love-hate relationship with sitting down digesting academic articles. 400 pages of fiction equals to one night can be done for days. Reading paper is not easy. Okay, reading paper is definitely not easy. You have to really sit down and focus. Okay, it comes down to whether you're interested or not. Yes, definitely, but it comes down to the motivation, whether you want to complete or not. Okay, I hate reading. Okay, I tell you again, I am very, very lazy person. You come and ask my wife at my home, she will tell you how lazy I am. I'm super lazy. All right. But when it came to PhD, I was the most hardworking person in the room, in my entire office. All right. I'm the most hardworking person because I wanted to complete. I hate going through that 3 years of bloody journey and chasing after my supervisor and going through the whole research. I don't like the process of living in the UK. Living in the UK is nice lah, but the fact that you don't have enough money, you're a student, and you're already aging, and you want to go and do something with your life. Those were the motivation factor that pushed me. I need to finish this fast. I'm not going to quit. I have to finish it. So that's what pushed me to go and read more and to find more solutions. And the best part, my supervisor already said you must have 10 papers. So I must read as much as I can to find new problems to go and solve and publish papers. And the demand was very simple. 10 Web of Science papers. Not even Scopus, Web of Science. But can be mix of conference and journal, but must be Web of Science. Okay, so I published 12 actually, not 10. The remaining 2 got accepted when I was doing my postdoc at Birmingham. I got, at the end of my PhD, I got 12, and I think I produced another 3 more from the remaining data. Newcastle, Northumbria, in the UK. So in the UK, it doesn't come down to university. It comes down to the supervisor. When I went to postdoc under Professor Andrew Ellis, his demand was 20 papers for his students before they can graduate. Okay, so when I went there, the student that I supervised, as a postdoc, we supervise PhD student again. That student was already doing his PhD in the 6th year. Okay, he's senior to me. Well, unfortunately, I was reporting to Professor Andrew Ellis that he has to publish 20 papers. When I arrived there, he was publishing his 12th paper. So he has 8 more to go. That's the problem with UK and US. They can set the demand. Okay, all right. So here, much better because you have strict ruling. Graduate school set ready 2 papers only. So you cannot be abused. Okay, students cannot be abused by supervisors who wants more papers saying you must publish 10, you must publish 15. Because my supervisor wanted to become a professor using their students, which is pretty normal lah. Okay, so yeah. Is the template available now? Yeah, you can go and download in Telegram group. Anyway, let's focus on this. Let's go to research objective research question. The link will be given in the WhatsApp group later. Okay, I mean the recording. All right, so let's get to the problem statement to RORQ part. Okay, how are these derived from problem statement, the research objectives? That's what we want to look at today. This is another thesis that we coached back in 2021. Okay, where all the papers have already published already. So I can use this as an example to show you guys lah. This is an education thesis from UUM. Okay, so these are the theories clearly defined already. Now, these are the objectives. So first one talks about perceived usefulness, attitude, subjective norm, perceived behavioral control, intention. That means this, attitude, subjective norm, perceived behavioral control. Okay, all this. It doesn't include this. Then the second pathway, second objective focuses on this and ease of use, usefulness, attitude, and intention. Okay, so this, and this. That is the relationship, second objective. Okay, then third objective, to examine whether the relationship between intention to use e-learning, blah, 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 between male and female, which is the moderator here. Okay, moderator here. So those are the three objectives. How did we came up with these three objectives? Okay, you can use your problem statement to come up with your, this is the title of the thesis. Okay, factors influencing the intention to use e-learning among students of Malaysian universities with e-learning facilities, group comparison analysis of gender. Okay, so we go here, we go here, problem statement. So I just get straight to the point. So attitude is mentioned, intention is mentioned, perceived usefulness is mentioned, and then moderator gender is mentioned here. Okay, the gender is the moderating variable lah. Male and female is mentioned here. Okay, so now from that it is clear. This is explained. This is explained. This is explained. This is explained. But now this is not explained. This is not explained. This is not explained. Right? Then how did we came up with this? Literature review. Okay, I wanted to ask the question to you, but I don't have time. It's actually literature review. That's why as part of designing your solution, literature review is very important, and that's where you really need to put your time into it. You need to read. You say, right, have difficulty to read. If you don't read, you cannot come up with these variables. You cannot come up with the right solution. You won't know this nitty-gritty connection, relationships. Okay? So, yes, definitely. So why? Because if you don't read, you won't know that perceived usefulness, this is applicable to all technical area. You won't know that perceived usefulness actually is, they are coupled together, they are joint variables with ease of use. Because if something is not easy to use, no matter if it's useful or not, people won't use it. Majority of them like, I'm not going to use it. It has to be easy to use and useful. They have to go together. This is logic, right? Then here, when it comes to attitude, you cannot measure alone without behavior and subjective norms. Okay, the normalized behavior. Okay, and behavioral control and attitude, they all go together. So if you don't really spend time reading papers to understand the connectivities, the nitty-gritty internal connectivities of these solutions, be it mathematical solution, be it a software algorithm, be it quantitative framework, you won't know. That's the problem. So now, what happens if I take this entire problem statement, this one, and put it into ChatGPT? What do I get? I can put into it because all the papers published already. I know this thesis from the beginning until then and all the publications. All right. So there's nothing left to publish in this thesis. So I put it into ChatGPT and then I try to, yeah, that's right. Okay. So, so let me just take the entire problem statement. Sorry, wrong one. Yeah. Research objective generations. Okay, this is the prompt. Okay, so I've written problem statement in education area. Will you be able to generate 3 to 4 research objectives for me? So say, of course. So then I put the problem statement in, the whole thing I just copy and paste inside. Right? And the first say, okay, these are all the objectives and sub-objective. Okay. So now down I open this is what I've done. Okay, now this is the answers that we got. Let me ask you guys. Okay, let me ask you guys. How would you investigate whether these are legit, these are new, or these are usable, or how would you investigate this? Actually, we don't have time for me to wait for the answers, but I can tell you the answer. You can easily use Google Scholar. You can use Google Scholar to get the answers to see whether these are new ideas or not new ideas, or this legit answer or not. Okay. So try to go for Google Scholar. All right. So if I take these important keywords, I paste into Google Scholar, I will get the answer here. Right. This research objective is not new. It has already been investigated. All right. So don't get excited and copy and paste anything that AI gives you in terms of problem statement or research objective and so on. But I'll tell you how you can use it. Okay. But let me come to that in a while. So this is the paper published in MDPI 2022 that actually spoke about factors influencing continuous intention. This one, continuous intention. All right. This is the paper. Then if you look at social influence on e-learning adoption, it's actually published in this paper. Factors influence student adoption of e-learning. It's already published already in Emerald, right? Then the gender differences is already published by Dr. Siva himself, who is the author of this thesis. So this one is okay. This one is already the author's own journal that's the idea came from. And then this one, to evaluate effectiveness of e-learning as a core teaching method, came from our own local paper from UKM. E-learning in Malaysian higher education institution status, strengths and challenges. Already talking about core teaching method. All right. So the next question would be, why is it not new? Okay, why is this idea not new? It cannot be new. Okay, it cannot be creative. All right. Why? Because if you go back to the fundamentals of how ChatGPT work, if you read this is a very famous blog on AI. It's important to keep in mind that LLMs cannot come up with new ideas, reason, or use logic. They are large language models. They are never meant to be creating new ideas, reason, or use logic. The AI used in LLM algorithm simply predicts the next word, statistical, what I explained just now, the next word most suited in a sentence. This prediction is based on the text that was used to train it. That's why I say, don't upload your idea. It'll give given to others if you're not careful. So using ChatGPT in scientific writing poses the very real risk that text similar to what the LLM is giving you has already been written somewhere by someone, which is evidently shown here. Now then, how do I use it to create idea? See, before I came up with this solution, this framework that I'm going to show you, I didn't know anything about continuous intention. I didn't know anything about students' adoption. Factors influencing. What do you call that? Social influence. I didn't know anything about social influence. I didn't know anything about core teaching method. Now, what I can do is, as a researcher, I can go deep diving into this. These are all connected papers that I can go deep diving, look at where the trend is taking me. So you can take these papers, plug it into LeadMap or connected papers, or even Google Scholar. Okay, even Google Scholar. If you go to Google Scholar, let's say you type in a paper. Let's say we put these determinants influencing the continuous. I know you got better method to do, but I still use old school because it's free. Why I want to pay to use digital technologies in higher education. Okay, so this is the paper, right? So I will go by here. So I'll see where are the future papers going. From there, I'll start creating my new pathway, my new ideas. So cited by 94. So I'll look at all the citation and I'll go since 2023. I'll look at all the latest papers, where they are heading towards, why they cited. From there, you can take all this metadata, you can plug it into connected papers or LeadMap, or you can even go within LeadMap and search and go from there. That's how you do research. That's how you use AI to move. Don't just copy and paste from AI because it's not new. No matter how much you think it's new, it is not new. It is not being creative. All right. Okay. So I hope that is clear. Now, any questions? And also, before we go to the last parts a bit more, I'll tell you what notes I'm going to share and so on. Whoever from University Malaya, not in the WhatsApp group of please let me know in this chat box right now, quickly. All right. Only for students. Okay. So if no more questions, for those who are stuck, what to do when you are stuck? If you're really stuck, use AI, use everything used already. Today, you know the right method to use AI. So go back. If you really want to use AI, you really need to be careful and follow the right way to use it. Okay. So we offer a lot of proposal, coaching, and consulting services. Okay. These are 8 core areas normally we focus on. PhD proposal consultancy, Scopus Web of Science publication, one of our core areas, proposal and Scopus Web of Science papers. Proposal defense, candidature defense preparation, proposal defense, examiner response, how to respond to examiner's major or minor correction, data analysis and interpretation. Okay, analysis, we do quanti, quali, MATLAB, e-view, secondary, primary data, everything. Thesis to journal conversion, systematic review, scoping review. Next class is on systematic review. Okay, scoping review. We also do for medical area, we also do Cochrane review, integrative review. then empirical papers, Viva preparation, and finally after Viva, thesis examiner response. Okay, these are some of the, this is UM student, one of our students that we coach who passed without correction, okay, from UM. This is also recent one who passed, just some track records and the papers that published before proposal defense Q1 and also after Viva, before Viva, Web of Science Q1. These are recent papers lah. Okay. All right. So those are what we do, except from proofreading. Significance of study. Let's go through very quickly. Okay. This is example of how you write significance of study. Okay. Liha, how to use AI to find new research topic. You can try prompting. You can try prompting, see what literature comes out from there. And then from there, you can use the Google Scholar method I shown, or you can take it to SciSpace or Elicit or Consensus or Connected Papers to see all the relevant ideas. And then from there, you can start your study. If you want AI to just give you the idea, then you need to be very careful, which in the case it cannot give. All right. It's not designed to give. All right. So, example of what do you call that? Significance of study. Okay. These studies finding will rebound to society's benefit, considering that mathematics play a vital role in science and technology today. This one, you're basically going to tell the impact of the study that you're carrying out. Why is it important to do what you're doing? That is all significance is about. So it all relates back to problem statement. And then you say the greater demand for graduates with a mathematics background justifies the need for more effective life-changing teaching approaches. This is from problem statement. Then what is the impact of doing so? Thus, schools that apply the recommended approach derived from the result of this study will train students better. Administrators will be guided on what should be emphasized by teachers in the school curriculum to improve students' performance in mathematics. For the researcher or researchers, if it is a group study, the investigation will uncover critical areas in the educational process that many researchers could not explore. Thus, a new theory on learning mathematics may be arrived at. Okay, so this is a simple way of writing lah. Zaki, I just use ChatGPT to analyze PDF and PDF also. It is ChatGPT also not accurate also on summarizing, searching in PDF. Thank you, Doctor. Ya, betul. Bukan saja ChatGPT. I think every tool got problem. They hallucinate because they try to put statistical characteristics in a way to finding the relevant information for you. They don't understand content. They don't understand context. Okay. So for today's class, I'm going to email all of you these notes. Okay. All of this. Very good paper on how to write PhD proposal, a framework for rigorously identifying research gaps for qualitative literature review, Rosa's standards for chapter 2. If you want to do systematic review chapter 2, this is a very good paper to look at. All right. Then background, introduction, problem statement templates for you guys. Okay. So we'll be sharing via email very soon. Make sure you go register yourself if you have not done so. Okay. So next class is going to be systematic review. All right. Next class. Before you guys go. So I'm also getting information what to do for 2025. To a certain extent, it's going to be literature review related. How to look for Q1 journal articles, you can go to Web of Science or you can go to scopus.com. Okay. So later we will tell in the group Afiza where to register. Now for next year, I need your input. All right. What to do next year classes. Like, you know, I normally get ideation from the students because you guys know best where your problem lies. All right. So based on that, I will do these free classes. So I request all the good souls today, please go to this particular website. Okay. Click the link, hit 5-star for the class today. Don't hit anything less than 5-star. I'll come looking for you. Okay, just kidding. Click the link, hit 5-star, write down what you want as new classes. Where is your struggle? Where do you want things to be taught, focused more on? Okay, right in that link. If you're going to give less than 5-star, don't click that link. You can directly WhatsApp me and I'll also collect your data. No problem, no harm, but don't do it on there. Okay, so here is my WhatsApp link. All right, so go and recommend new class. Remember, 5-star, okay? Now, let me see the questions here. How to register, doctor? This is my first join class. Okay, just wait. In the group, WhatsApp group, we will tell you. Okay, don't worry. Okay, we will tell you and we will share the link. So keep an eye on the group. I use research metrics, but what are the important items to include and no need to include? Quartile no need in research matrix. Research matrix, you include the author's name, the year, the solution. If you're using framework, then IV, DV, MV, all that. If you're using qualitative, then put the themes. If you're using scientific, then put your scientific items, technology used, experimental methods, those kind of things, algorithm used. Then you can put the methodology in one column. And then you can put a limitation, okay? And then research gap. Those are the things enough in a research matrix, all right? No problem, no worries, Mariam. Yeah, that's right. You can focus on those. And for files, you can go to my Telegram group. As what I mentioned earlier, everything is in this link. Okay, so with that, thank you very much, guys, for your time today. Thanks for joining. We had very good numbers today. And don't forget for printing, please talk to ZASSPRINT. Okay, they are quite efficient, I think. All right, so that's that. Any questions are welcome. Okay, that's also, what is this? This feedback form also. Okay, thank you very much, guys. I hope it was helpful. No worries. If you have any question, please ask. Otherwise, you can do your feedback here, register yourself, and then we will email you the notes very soon. The class for the final class actually this month. It's on 27 November. Okay. So if you're from UM and you're not in UM WhatsApp group, kindly go and join. Okay, kindly go and join. Okay, so with that, Saran, I hand over to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dava.
No problem.
Guys, you can give your feedback by scanning this QR code. That will be very useful for us for our next class. So we have come to the end of our webinar. Before we wrap up, I would like to thank our collaborator, Media Department Faculty of Art and Social Sciences, Universiti Malaya, for their generous support, without which this event would not have been possible. Finally, a big thanks to all of you who have joined us today. Your engagement and participation have made this webinar a great success. We hope you enjoyed the webinar as much as we enjoyed organizing it. So don't forget to give your feedback, and I will update any information about our next class in the WhatsApp group. And also don't forget to join the WhatsApp group. And I will send out if there is any materials to your registered email. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Saran, thank you very much, Saran. Thanks to ZASSPRINT and also FASS, Universiti Malaya. Thanks to everyone. Thank you, students. I wish you all the best. Stay tuned for the next class. Look closely at the UM group. Okay, Saran also will be sharing a lot of templates